Hey guys, got another 351 swap video for you today. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching. I hope you're having a great day. We're going to talk today about 351 swap accessories. That's why I've got you pointed here. You can see I've got air conditioning, I've got power steering, no smog, but I do have an alternator hidden down over there. So we're going to talk about 351 swaps, accessories, and how you can make all this garbage work on your swap. Alright guys, so here is a 351 swap. Now, what I'm going to tell you is you need to figure out what you want before you start doing this. My setup is completely custom. I designed it myself and I had to get a custom belt for it. So, I've got a supercharger. I'm going to stay that way because I put a lot of time and effort into getting everything lined up so that it works and looks the way that it does. You can see that I have, let's see if you can see it, the alternator is back behind that bracket down there. I've got another pulley, there's my water pump, and then there's the main crank pulley. I have my idler pulley here, I have my air conditioning, and then I have my power steering. So you need to decide what you want to do. Are you going full race car, taking out the air conditioning, and you're not going to have anything else other than just your water pump, your crankshaft, and your alternator? It's a different story. So I have some, I've done quite a bit with accessories on these cars, and I will tell you what my preference would be on most of this stuff, okay? So if you do a swap like mine and you decide you don't want power steering or air conditioning, then this whole side gets a lot easier. If you want to keep it, it is easy as well, in my opinion. You just have to get the right bracket. So if you can see this bracket right here, this is a Ford part. You can get it from late model, you can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Jegs, anywhere. They've got a 351 swap bracket. Now the heads on a 351 are taller, right? So your deck height, the heads aren't taller, sorry. The deck height on the engine is taller, so the heads sit up higher. So the bolt holes don't line up on a 302 bracket. You cannot use any of the 302 bracketry minus the stuff on the back side, and I will show you that, right? So when you do this, if you want to keep your air conditioning and power steering, there's two different brackets. If you just want power steering, they make a bracket that moves the power steering here and it just houses the power steering by itself. If you want power steering and AC, there is a bracket. It's this one right here, and I will put links in the descriptions, guys, but there is a bracket just for the AC and the power steering together and one just for the power steering. Bolts on like a normal 302 bracket would. Nothing different about that. And when you do use those, the 351 swap brackets up front, use the same, these back pieces. So you can see here, these are all from a 302. Okay? So these brackets you have to source from a 302, and then they bolt onto the heads in the same way, and everything's great. So these are the brackets you need if you're going to do AC and power steering. They're from a 302. Just make sure that you source them from a 302. And then once you get this front bracket, it will move your power steering and your AC into the right spot, and everything will bolt up just fine. Now, if you don't want to go with either of those, I would suggest, and I'll try to dig up a picture of my old car that I did this on, but March Performance makes a bracket that literally goes right here, and you can put your tensioner on it. For me, I prefer to have a factory tensioner on it, then I don't have to worry about having the right belt tension on it, right? So I'll try to dig up a picture, and I'll try to put it up here so you guys can kind of see it. But if all you're going to have is AC and your water pump, crank pulley, you can use this right here, right? And you can put it right here so that this part will be up and this part bolts here, and then the tension, it will keep the tension on the belt this way. That's what I did on one of my other cars, and it worked really good. So I had my alternator right over here, then I had the tensioner right here, and I had a standard, it was like a 91-inch belt. It was really easy to use. The problem that you run into if you don't do that, like if you just have your crank pulley, your water pump, and your alternator here, you can run into a problem where you don't have enough belt wrap on your water pump, and it will slip at higher RPMs, causing your car to get hotter than it should. You should have, you can see from factory, you see how much wrap I have? So it starts right down here and it wraps all the way around. If you don't have enough wrap on this, you will cause your water pump or the belt to slip on the water pump pulley, and then you will actually cause some overheating issues with your car. So I'll dig up some pictures that I have of my previous car. They make an alternator mount that goes over here. You can get it like March Performance, or you get some cheap ones offline. It'll move your alternator here. You'll have a nice tensioning bracket. That all works great. You can do that if you want to. And then on this side, like we talked about. So you have to decide what you want. You know, you've got air conditioning, power steering. I've got my alternator way down there. The alternator bracket that you'll typically find will put your alternator pulley like right up here. So your belt would come around your water pump, go to your alternator, you'd still have enough wrap on it, and then you go over to your tensioner here and then straight down to your crankshaft again. So that's a route you can take if you want to ditch all of this stuff over here. I don't know as far as the belt sizes, but here's a tip I'll give you on belt sizes. Rather than guessing on belt size, okay, either take a piece of string or take an old belt and cut it, right? So you end up with like a 100-inch piece of belt or string, and wrap it in the way that you want to, right? So go around your crankshaft, up and around your water pump to your alternator, over here to your tensioner, and then back down, and get a measurement. And the cool thing I'll tell you about belts is you can grab a couple. Like AutoZone's great. They have a ton of belts. You can grab a few of them, bring it back, test fit it, and bring them back the ones that you don't use, as long as you don't run it on the car. So that's my suggestion. But a piece of string is easy. You get a piece of string, you wrap it all the way around where you want it, and then you measure from end of the string to where you marked where they meet up at. And that's the length of belt that you'll need, right? That's the easiest way to do it, in my opinion. Guys, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. Hopefully this video was helpful to get you guys some more knowledge on the 351 swap stuff. It's a very simple swap, in my opinion, as long as you know the right parts to use. So figure out which route you want to go, and then get everything set up, and then measure for your belt, and go from there, guys. You'll be a lot happier if you follow those steps. Hey guys, I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. Give me some suggestions, guys. What do you want to see next? I've got some more 351 swap stuff coming up, and if you haven't seen the rest of my videos, I'll put a link up here. But give me some suggestions on stuff that you want to see. If I left something out that you thought was important, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks again for watching. We will see you on the next video. Have a good one.